Hey everybody, this is Gary Kay, and you're listening to a video or watching a video version of our Rants and Raves podcast today. And I'm joined with my friend Sean Matthews, the founder of Visix. Hey Sean, how are you?
I'm very good, sir. How about you?
Doing well. Hey, your company, first off, congratulations on a great show. We shot a bunch of videos at your booth, both pre-show and during the show. All those are on our microsite, which of course you can see the address here. We'll cover that. I'll link those in the description of this video cast. But for those that didn't get a chance to go, this is sort of going to be like a little miniature booth tour of all the main things that you showed and introduced at the InfoComm show last month.
Yeah, man, we thought this would be a very effective way for those people that couldn't make it to the event to show the 6 new things that we introduced at InfoComm.
Yeah, so why don't you kick it off here? I got your full screen now, and your videographer is doing a great job holding the camera steady. So take it away.
All right, so hopefully she can keep it steady for the entire production here. But the first thing that we introduced was a 4-output video player, and this is a multi-output player that really, when you get down to the brass tacks of cost, it's less than $4,000 per port. So you can do portrait, landscape. You can build some 2x2s. The sort of traditional video wall application at a very cost-effective price point that ties into our digital signage solution.
So the way the 4 ports work is like extended desktop in Windows, right? Where you're able to build you could either build it horizontally, vertically, or in a monitor wall configuration.
Yep, you got it. So you can either put unique images on each screen, or you can span the entire, quadrant so that you have one big design.
Perfect.
So the next item that we introduced was our new Nano Player, which this is our smallest form factor player, which is very small. You see by comparison here that it's a very small device. This is a full Windows 10 IoT enterprise long-term service branch 2016 OS platform. And this has been very well received as a cost-effective video wall player that can fit almost anywhere. And man, this thing has just been a rock star for us. And if you look at the software license, you can get this thing for less than $33 a month in terms of a subscription from us.
That's really cool. That's a neat little device.
Yeah, we've been very excited about this. So what I want to roll to next is our room size. I'm going to cut in front of the camera here. But, we've been in the room size business here for quite some time. It's really a natural extension of our event calendaring system down to the door itself. We have the full lineup. So we have electronic paper signs, which are based on the e-ink platform. It only consumes power when the event schedule is changed or edited. We introduced a new version of our Android product, which this is a pre-packaged software solution that runs on this IDEA platform here. And man, this thing is like a really killer product for those people that are most interested in just room booking and room management. We also introduced our Touch 10 version tied to our new enterprise platform, which this is a fully customizable product here. So as you interact with this, you can customize every element of this. So even if you want circular buttons for keyboard buttons, or you want to change the backgrounds, you can see that this is for Alaska Airlines. It matches every facet of their architectural design. So this has been a very well-received product for those people that are looking to build a custom experience in a room sign environment versus the more traditional prepackaged software. So this is our complete lineup of room signs this year.
Yeah, and the last 2 are PoE, and the first one, you basically, since it's e-ink, it's using a battery that lasts forever, right?
Yeah, so this uses 6 of those CR type batteries, which fit in the back here. And again, it uses RF transmission to update the actual image on screen, because really that's what that is a static image in this sort of bistibular paper environment. And it, again, only consumes power when the image is being updated.
What just out of curiosity, have you tested the RF range of those?
Yeah, so it varies, unfortunately, based on the environment. So if you have a building that has a lot of structures in the center of it or whatever, it does limit the RF transmission distance. So it really is a function of the environment itself, wide open versus a very segmented or chopped up building space.
Good. All right. So what else?
So we introduced all of this hardware stuff. And of course, everybody really wants to talk about our digital signage software. And before I talk about the 2 things that we introduced there, which would be enterprise and cloud, of course, the one thing that everybody wants to know is, what does it look like on screen? And so right here is just an example of, incorporating auto-updating data like stocks or weather, but we're also showing some data visualization in Microsoft Power BI. One of the neat things that we do here is the use of what we call virtual plexiglass, so that you can interact with elements of this on screen. But if there are areas that you don't want people to interact with, like going to Facebook or whatever, you just layer this with some virtual plexiglass and the image is still there, but you can't interact with it. So it's one way to create, either limit interaction or expand interaction, because a lot of what people are talking about these days are the interactive customization and the interactive experience for digital signs versus just conveying, static information across these displays. So I just wanted to point that visual out so you have some understanding of what our clients are typically asking for, and that is interactivity and data mapped content.
Yeah, that's really neat. I heard a lot of people talking about it. And of course, your signage software is very simple. It's very PowerPoint-like, but it looks a lot nicer than PowerPoint. No offense to Microsoft.
Yeah, man. In fact, what you bring up is, it being very simple. Everybody talks about CMSs. They can be in the cloud, they can be on premise, but mostly what the CMS is used for is content management. And content management is the one thing that people want to do quickly. So if this is the homepage for our product, what most people want to do is this, Gary. Basically what they want to do is import a media file and schedule it to someplace. So it's as simple as choosing a file, and we'll choose this one here, and we're going to open it. And of course, then we're going to import it. And then once it's imported, we simply decide where we want it to play and when we want it to play. So we're going to play one time, finish here. And so it ends up in a playlist without anybody having to do anything. And this was that Georgia State thing that we just pointed to a second ago, which is now here. So it's that simple in terms of like getting content into a CMS, right? And that's what most people want to do in a cloud application. So you did bring up the sort of Microsoft Office looking thing. And so this is our design tool, which this is a Windows app that is synchronized to the CMS, whether it's on premise or in the cloud. And the advantage to this product here is that our product is designed for those people that are in the, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to go back to this because I timed out on my login there. So you're gonna have to give me just a second, but I'll talk through this. But most people are looking for something that looks like PowerPoint or Office applications, because basically that's what they're accustomed to, and they're used to that sort of workplace environment. And so back to this, if we look at one of our layouts here, what this really allows us to do is somebody that has some basic design skills and knows how to use this type of application can go into any particular layout. We choose this one here, and allows them to not only incorporate any sort of interactive artwork, but allows them to drag widgets out onto the surface. So we have an ever-growing library of data widgets and all sorts of other widgets that we drag out onto the surface. And this one, for an example, is a countdown timer. So we drag this little countdown timer onto the desktop, and then we just put when the event is going to happen, and it automatically counts down. So it's auto-updating content without anybody having to do anything after it's created. So very powerful tools in terms of the design elements that you will not typically find in a browser-based CMS, because you can't do a lot of these types of things in those sort of cloud CMS products where the design tool is built into the cloud. Often those things are limited to template type designs, which everybody loves a template to start with, but they always want to edit it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I was getting ready to say everyone wants to edit a template.
Yeah, and it's always fun to start with, but you want to make it look like ConocoPhillips or whatever your brand is. So I do want to talk about the last thing that we introduced at the event, which was wildly received. And this was our voice-activated wayfinding. I think I mentioned to you, we named it after the developer that...
yeah, I remember that. I'm going to talk to it. Can I talk to it?
Well, we'll give it a shot. We'll see how well it does. Remember, it's Andrew.
Yeah, see if it here it recognizes me. Hey, Andrew, show me how to get to the student union.
Yeah, and so we had a little bit of a delay there. So Andrew, show me the room directory, and you'll see it.
Oh, there you go.
Changes to the room directory, and it's simple stuff too. I mean, if you think about wayfinding, I'd be looking for things like, "Hey, Andrew, take me to Bank of America."
Yeah.
And you'll see it changes back to the floor maps and maps us to Bank of America from where we are. So, man, this has been very well received. You can imagine in hospital markets where people don't want to touch things, as we discussed. But this piece has generated the most excitement this year.
Yeah, and it's, what's neat about it is you're not incorporating Alexa with just a ton of stuff they don't need. It's purpose built and it's simple to use.
Yes, and I mean, obviously that's the most important thing. The challenge over time, as we discussed, will be building a library of commands that are associated with wayfinding, but that's just a function of machine learning, and it won't take long.
Yeah, and I think that the customers will do it. They'll figure it out because they're going to know what they need in their particular application. So it's going to be hard to build a one size fits all. It's better to let them build it themselves through AI, like you just mentioned. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. And the cool thing is you can incorporate not only the voice activated elements, but you can also still interact with the display itself. So you get basically the best of both worlds in this sort of environment.
Well, congratulations on a great show. We certainly appreciate all the support you give us over the years covering the show. And we also love doing your videos. You always have a great level of excitement, and the camera loves you.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. So again, if you need anything from us, if you're looking for more information about what we delivered at InfoComm this year, you can find us at visix.com, visix.com.
And of course, I'll put a link to all this in the description of the podcast, and a link to the videos that we shot as well. This has been a video cast with Sean Matthews. Say, Sean, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day.